Yeah, I don't really know what it is about this picture that sets it apart from the first one that I took, but apparently Oak just liked this one and decided to give me a whole bunch of points for it. I could go for 4,000 if I really wanted to, but I'm not really that motivated to do so, so I'm not going to care too much about that. And additionally, I decided to take a random picture of Moltres to see if I could get some more points, and I succeeded in doing so. So basically just the same pose as last time, but I managed to get the entirety of the Pokemon in the one shot. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. Anyhow, here's the situation. I have 9 Pokemon left to get. One level that needs unlocking, which is unlocked by getting the 4 remaining signs. I'm going to be doing everything before that final level in sort of a bit of a mashed up bunch of clips, like a montage. And because there's really no reason for me to go through each of these levels and do a full run of each of these. There's really no point. So I'm just going to cut to bits and pieces where I take pictures of stuff that I haven't taken pictures of before, signs, all that sort of stuff, and then when I get to the end of it, I will have 62 Pokemon in the report, I'll have all 6 signs, and I'll have unlocked the last level. So this is the point where I commence cutting and returning back to bits and pieces that are relevant to the viewers' interests, I guess. The whole 2 of them. Hooray for a rock formation that just happens to be shaped like a Kingler. Maybe there was like some kind of ancient civilization that did that or whatever, but okay. Anyways, time to show off the Poke Flute. Definitely a good Snorlax picture right there. And once again, the Scyther has its back pointed more or less towards me. That is so not fair. Let's see if I can succeed in getting the one from here. Not quite as large of an area, so I might be able to hit it. Alright, there we go. I might not be the best Scyther picture that I can get, but it's about as good as it gets, so I do believe that's everything in the beach. Time to move on to the tunnel. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is we need to get a whole bunch of apples, throw them over here, and then as soon as that happens, for some reason, Pikachu just gets pissed off about the music and just sets off a massive thunderbolt, triggering the egg to hatch into a Zapdos. That Zapdos then just runs along over here and powers up the generator. So there you go. Oh god damn it, no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, cool. So you can stop the Poke Flute just by throwing a food or a Pesta Ball or something like that. So here, instead of having to use the Electabuzz to set off the things, the Zapdos is just powering the entire place, and that allows you just inherently to do that sort of thing. Anyways, I believe I needed to take some pictures of Diglett and Dugtrio while I was here. So let's hope I didn't screw that up. Please tell me I didn't screw that up. Come on. Wait, did I? No, I think I already have. They probably weren't particularly great pictures, but whatever, doesn't matter. Let's just look on over here. And this weird formation just so happens to take the shape of a pincer. And so that's the silhouette that's projected onto the wall there, and that apparently counts as a sign. Who knew? Okay, I believe that's everything that I can grab from the tunnel. Time now to move on to the volcano, which is literally... Wait, now have I got everything from the volcano? I think I have. Okay, so in that case, I'll just move on to the river. Okay, so let's not get distracted by frickin' things too much. Stupid fucking Slowpoke's distracted me, and I actually had to redo this. So, set this off, and that happens. Couldn't begin to tell you what the go is with that, but that tree that it was blocking is apparently shaped like a Cubone. I could never actually tell until right about now, really. It definitely does kind of have the shape of a Cubone. I think there was like some kind of description that says it doesn't really resemble a Cubone quite as much anymore. I have no idea why, and I'm not entirely sure why you can't just take a picture of it from a different angle, but apparently you just can't. Couldn't begin to tell you why that was the case, but... yeah, I should probably... yeah. Okay, that's about everything I need to do here, so I will cut the segment now. Well, I managed to get all 3 Staryus in one go. That might be about as good as it gets, honestly. So let's see if I can get Starmie at least in this run. For the record, I'm doing the valley because if I get the sign from the cave, I proceed to go and unlock the last level, which I don't want to do quite yet. And I haven't even gotten Goldeen yet, so I've got to keep throwing Pester Balls and hopefully get a good Goldeen picture. That's probably about as good as it's going to get, honestly. So, well, I mean, you're not going to get a great picture of Goldeen when it just comes flopping out of the water at like a foot high. Just keep smashing the shit out of the... oh, damn it. I can never get it when it's sparkling. Not really seeing a great deal of success there either. Oh well. I may end up with a shitty Goldeen picture, but it's about as good as it's gonna get. It's the last thing that it's the last thing that I need in the valley anyway, so I'll probably just have to roll with that. Oh well. Cut back once I get to somewhere in the cave that's interesting. I tell you what, I'm starting to get annoyed at this because these Grimers really like just having their back turned towards me. Like a couple of it, this is like my 4th attempt at going through this course because I need to try to get everything I possibly can in this one run, and it's not working out to my benefit because this Muk keeps pointing its freaking back towards me. And on top of that as well, there's also the matter of these Dittos. I can't seem to get them in the right spot. It's like, you gotta be so freaking precise. I've got to hope that that's good enough for Professor Oak, because the other one was an absolute flop. I need to get a better coughing picture as well, which is annoying. Because I needed to hit that one, because eventually, yeah, this one comes out, and this time this one I gotta harass. Just gotta let him harass, because then I get to do that and get a decent coughing picture. And then over here, there's just this weird constellation of rocks, which just so happens to be a sign. I don't know why, but there you go. There's the last sign of the game. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got to try to hit this stupid Zubat and unlock the bonus. I may need to splice in an attempt where I succeed in that. Oh, got it. Wait, what? It didn't work. Oh, wait, got it. So there's a Pikachu floating on balloons that it's just managed to sort of conjure out of its ass. Anyhow, use this. Sets the Jinx off, which is always nice, and also causes this egg to hatch into Articuno. So all 3 of the birds are in this game. And it can just sort of bugger off somewhere, not let me take another photo of it. Whatever. It can just sort of float off to parts unknown. Because I'm about done here. So I do believe once I am done with showing off all the stuff here, I will have 62 Pokemon registered in the Pokemon report. So that should bring all the chopping out of bits and pieces to an end. I have 27 minutes of footage that I've got to cut my way through, so wish me luck when I get to that point, but and at this stage when I cut back to this part of the cave, I pretty much went through the entirety of that cave with commentary and just sort of cutting that entire chunk, so you get a whole bunch of that second attempt at the cave, as well as my attempt at trying to get a good score on these pictures. The Grimers aren't going to work out anywhere near my benefit. The mic probably won't work out either, but whatever. I'll give the Ditto a shot. That coughing will be better. And yeah, I don't know why, but the weird formation of rocks just happens to be a constellation for Mewtwo. So there's your last Pokemon sign. I probably won't get a great deal of points, but I might as well show off the bonus at least. Dancing Jinx, that's never a bad idea with a whole bunch of eggshells in its way. And this Articuno picture is terrible, but I will show it off to him anyway, just so I can get it in the report.
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay, better than I thought.
Wonderful.
That's a terrible pose. Whatever. I don't understand how that new picture could be 3,000 points better than the other Ditto.
Well done.
It's mind-boggling to say the least. But whatever.
Well done. Wow.
So yeah, Balloon Pikachu. Wow, 1,600 points. Well, you know what? That's a hell of a lot more than I was expecting. If I got a better picture of that, that would probably have beaten the Surfing Pikachu out by a country mile. But Surfing Pikachu it is. If I'd gotten that Jinx with the other Jinx in the picture, then it probably would have been better, but oh well.
You were close.
Okay, fine. Excuse me
Wonderful.
while I bugger off back to the cave and get a picture of Articuno that's actually good. Because I refuse to have such a... Oh, hang on a sec. Let me first...
Welcome back. It's the sky.
Had to make sure that was in the LP.
Yeah.
There you go. Rainbow Cloud. I'll get back to that once I get a better Articuno picture. Thank Christ. Maybe I just had to show its face or something like that. But there you go. I also managed to get another picture of that Balloon Pikachu. And still only managed to break even with the surfing one. Couldn't tell you how I managed to pull that off, but whatever. Anyhow, I've gotten myself into a position where once I take the final picture of the game, my report score will be over 200,000 points. So that's a pretty good thing to have at the very least.
Welcome back.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Final course, final thing. I have 35 minutes of footage. I'm not gonna like when I finish this up because then I've got to do all the cutting and shit. Anyhow, only one Pokemon in this course, as I may have mentioned a few times, and guess what? It's frickin' Mew. And it does that when you try to zoom in with the camera. That's why you've got to break the shield with Pestaballs. I think food can do the trick, but screw it. Use Pestaballs. Yeah, it very much likes dodging you at the last second, which is kind of annoying. But you just got to be patient. Eventually, this first shield I think takes 3 shots to break. And yep, there it goes. And then this next one, it kind of just does that. Now, I'm not too sure if this breaks immediately. Nope, not quite. So you just gotta be patient again. This time it just sort of shows up and then it just disappears. I'll show it like disappearing here. Yeah, it just does that. I'm not too sure if that resets the shield counter thing. We're about to find out. Because this should be the third time. Yep, here it goes. And then it tries to chase after its shield. And this is the point where you throw pester balls and hope to hit it. Thankfully though, when it gets back to its shield like that, it only takes one more hit in order to break it. So you just stick with this. And then eventually, you're going to hit it. And that is literally all this level is about. Getting that perfect Mew picture. And that missed, apparently. Got that. Come on. Got it. Wait for it. There you go. That is pretty much all that you need to do in this entire level. Because now that I've gotten a decent Mew picture, that's going to complete the report. I don't actually have to take any more pictures of Mew. I've got one that will rack up a shitload of points. It is the highest scoring special bonus in the entire game. Because, I mean, it's a freaking Mew. It's already special enough as it is. So there you go. I'm just going to keep lobbing. Wow, I like how I missed that time. I like how on the bottom it says Mew New. Mew New at all, I tell ya. So yeah, there's the exit. So maybe I can get... Oh, damn it. If I hit that, it would have been absolutely perfect to rip a really good sized Mew picture there. But, oh well. Not quite to be. We'll go ahead and... Okay, it can have its shield. So, that's it. All I gotta do is work out which Mew picture I think is the best one, show it to Professor Oak, get a shitload of points of it, and that'll be the end of the game. So, I mentioned in the description of one of the earlier segments, but if I haven't, if nobody's really read that description, I should probably mention that, this LP's had a lot of, like, popping in it in regards to, like, my audio, like, whenever I make, like, that sort of thing. I have since gone online and gotten a pop filter. I am just waiting on that to show up. It's the weekend, and so obviously I still got to wait a few days for it to get shipped and all that sort of thing. Once I get that, then I will start on my next project. There's not much point in starting it and then just getting the pop filter and then continuing on from there. I'd rather just get the pop filter, get that out of the way, and then start on the next project. I'm just not too sure what that next project will be. I think the best picture to have here will be this one. The face looks a bit derpy. This one looks about as generic as you can get. I think we'll go with this one just because it's fighting out a whole bunch of sparkles. That'll do the trick. So, yeah, not too sure what I'm going to be doing in regards to the next playthrough. I was thinking maybe a ROM hack, a Pokemon ROM hack rather. If it is going to be one of those, it will definitely be Hoenn based. It is possible that I could do Sinking Sapphire, although I'm probably leaning more towards an actual 3rd gen one, like maybe an Emerald ROM hack. I'm thinking, I'm tossing up between Theta Emerald and Sigma Emerald. Theta Emerald, well, Sigma, like both of them have a whole bunch of new later features and stuff like that. 2,500 points, by the way. Gee, that's a pretty shitty 350 size, but
Wonderful.
I think it's possible to get 10,000 points off of that. So, they both have special like features from later generations, like physical special split, fairy types, addition of later features and stuff like that. Theta Emerald, I believe, has expanded to include all 721 Pokemon as of Gen 6. So that's a nice little bonus thing that I could do. I'm not too sure if I want to commit myself to a playthrough like that where I have to catch over 700 Pokemon, because there is the matter of...
Congratulations.
I'm not too sure if I really want to go that far. 386 is already a big enough task to do, so 721 might be a bit too much. So still tossing up on that. I could throw a curveball and maybe do something entirely different. We'll have to see once I get the pop filter, once I've had a few days to sort of mull over it, even though I've already had like 8 months to mull over it. So there you go. If this segment gets ruined, then the fact that I just saved there is going to pretty much ruin everything. But yeah, we'll see how that goes down. I suppose I should probably try to show off any pictures that I took off screen that I haven't actually shown off yet. I think all these ones are ones that I've taken on screen. I believe I've shown off the Moltres picture that's coming up here. Yeah, I've already shown that one off. I don't think I showed off... That actually reminds me. I did take a decent enough picture of Kakuna. Like, it actually got a few decent amount of points and I managed to get 4 of them in there. But apparently it still wasn't enough to get over that Kakuna picture that I took earlier of the close-up one, which is bloody stupid, but whatever. Couldn't get anything better than that Jinx picture, as you probably would have seen. Always entertaining to see the Gyarados with its mouth closed. I couldn't take a picture of it any other way. I think I tried taking a picture of a Cloyster, but it showed up too small, so I decided not to bother with it. Charmander, one of the best pictures you could possibly take. So yeah, there's the Dugtrio that I showed off. I'm not actually sure if I showed it off or not, but whatever. Tried to make a better picture of Slowbro, but I ended up getting distracted too long. I had to redo the river to go and get the Vileplume and the Cubone tree picture. Probably should have tried to pick up a better picture of Weepinbell. Not too sure why I didn't bother with that, but whatever. Is this the... Yeah, I think I already showed off the Coffin picture. I'm not too sure if there's any of... I'm not too sure entirely which ones actually got... At least I'm not recognizing any of them. Any of particular ones that I hadn't shown off yet. Yeah, that stupid Kakuna picture was apparently better than the one that had 4 of them in it. Dumb as hell. Okay, so I guess it's not going to show off all 63 Pokemon there, but whatever. Press F to pay respects. Well, that's it. I hope I've gotten rid of most of my commentary cobwebs with this playthrough, and I hope everybody enjoyed watching it. I mean, I imagine only 2 people have been watching it, but meh. So, there you go. See you for whatever it is I do next.